it made me realize that, going all the way down to step one when you're learning something new is very important. I think we often tend to feel कि यार if I'm not good at something, then we try to maybe like धीरे-धीरे let that go and we feel like मुझसे नहीं होगा, we'll probably take on something else. But I started to get obsessed with not being good. Because the piano is such that you can't just ऐसे ही पहली class में learn both hands, which I was. It wasn't easy because your rhythm and coordination is just frying your brain at that point. But that also makes you understand कि how do you then use that rhythm in your performance and understanding the piano notes in your scenes. And there are a lot of things that you can relate to just because you feel like something is hard. And I think that was the most satisfying experience. यार उसी में रस मिलता है. I feel where you actually learn something and then you're able to play it and you're fooling people, yet you are actually playing it. And at the same time, you've learned something new about yourself. I mean, what is
Lovely.
better?
You're learning this new art form.
No, I've learned how to trust myself more when I'm not good at something.
Okay.
Like I said, feel like यार मुझसे नहीं हो रहा है. Now I should probably do something else. But actually falling in love with it when you're not good now, it's the best thing.
Yeah. It takes you places.
Yeah, that's I mean random story, but I started swimming again. Okay, simple. You think you can swim because bachpan se you gone for classes all that stuff, and I do breathing exercise a lot as part of my craft every day. And I thought, ठीक है, I can do at least few laps. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible at it, and I think that feeling reminded me of how when I was starting piano and just how I was just clueless here. I just had 3 weeks to learn it, and he's a prodigy pianist. And he has, you should hear Khamakha in our scene and how advanced it sounds. And it makes you feel very intimidated. But then when you pull it off, you realize that it's actually all about just hard work. It's not about being born as musically inclined or rhythm in you. I think those things can be learned.
Oh, forget an artist, any human being. Any human being to be an eternal learner. I love that. That's just how I know it because that's what I've been taught. My parents, since I was a child, have always told me that you have to learn something new every single day. And it could be anything. It could be a conversation I have with you. So I think it's very important to have that learning spirit. And for me, luckily, especially because of Bandish 1 and now Bandish 2, the kind of people I'm getting to work with, I've really become a sponge. Like I love observing them, and there's so much to learn. And I mean particularly on this project because of the script, what's being said, the people that you're surrounded with, of course actors like ma'am and the entire Khurana family. We also had a lot of non-actors who are actually musicians. Like some of us from our band are not here right now. Krishna, Samad, Sanchi, Anish, all of them, they're artists, they're musicians. So learned so much from them. So I think it's important for any human being to be an eternal learner.
It's either there or not there. You just have to have the hunger for it. When you have the hunger for it and when you have the excitement for it, when you have the passion for it, I think it all falls in place. And as you said very beautifully, you are an eternal learner. You always want to learn. You observe people and you say, "Isko main apne scene mein dal deti hu." You never know what you pick. What your subconscious has held, you don't have any idea. Like when we were doing this very famous scene in Bhag Milkha Bhag, where I hug Farhan and that
gold earring scene.
Earring scene. So our director had said, "Isko apne hisab se end kar do." So when I was hugging him, I said, "Am I going to end it like this, like a cliche hug?" And then just the subconscious memory of the role is of Isri Kaur. I was like, didn't we shoot this scene with the father where he salutes the young Milkha? I don't know what happened. I just left the embrace and I saluted him. That became the end. But I'm saying you learned something somewhere and just somewhere came, and you have to be very conscious, very aware, very alert as to what you need. वो आपका बैंक बन जाता है, उसमें से आप निकालते रहे, डिपॉजिट करते रहे, निकालते रहे जब चाहिए.
I mean, I've barely done work to like compare, but it definitely is liberating because all work is liberating because you're getting a chance to just put yourself out there. And I've been very fortunate to be a part of projects that are genuinely close to my heart. Like I've not done things that I could regret, and like I'm proud of them. So it's always a big part of my life. Like I can't pick and choose, and so it's all liberating. I think even though this is happening, a lot of people, including the really young kids as well, are recognizing how this is a hyper-individualistic world now, and they're choosing to go the opposite way. Like there was a whole, I'm not going to call it a trend, but it was very popular that a lot of young kids, like young 20-year-olds were choosing to get married soon because they were like, no, we know what we want and we want to start our family. People are choosing to live in bigger homes because they know the cost of having lived abroad and how you lose touch with your roots. And you hear of how families that have left their country and have moved abroad are more rooted in their culture than we could be while we're still in our home country. So life has a tendency of finding balance. There's like extreme chaos and then there's extreme calmness and then the cycle just continues. So I think we're just in a very potent version of that because everything is internet and everything is here and in your face and in your ears and in your brain. But it's still essentially the same thing, that it's a cycle that will have its up and down and people will counterbalance each other.
I truly feel art is an emotion. So I don't think it should be affected by what is happening around it. It's one of the oldest existing. I was just coming to that you know, art is also a reflection of society, and is why you know, you will see a change maybe in terms of the amount of X, Y, and Z genre, you know, going up because it's being mass consumed, maybe because of this particular factor. But I really hope it doesn't happen because I just feel art is an emotion. Those emotions stay the same throughout centuries. You know, as human beings, we feel those exact emotions. There are none that have been added or subtracted. So I personally hope it doesn't, like somebody doesn't make something consciously kyunki acha ye consume hoga. You make a story because you want to tell a story. In any art form. So that's how I look at it. I could be completely wrong about this, but maybe my opinion will change.
Well, I think the answer to it is has to be a beautiful marriage between, you know, just pick up something that's beautiful in something, and also a balance that needs to be created. You can be individualistic, but you also go back to, like I was reading this newspaper yesterday where I read all the Gen Z people are now having classes to learn Urdu or something of the sort. Post-COVID, you have started doing things that your grandparents used to teach कि ये करना है, ये करना है. You're going back to the basics. आप organic खाना खा रहे हैं, आप जो basic चीज़ें कर रहे हैं, वो सब चीज़ें I think it's never one thing. You cannot just be individualistic. It's not possible. You have to coexist. The mantra is to coexist, and art will always reflect that. Sometimes this ये हो सकता है कि कहीं पे bias ऐसा हो, लेकिन होगा तो दोनों हमेशा साथ में coexist करेंगे.
No, I think they have covered it all. I just think end में a generation which has going forward stronger and stronger opinions, and when they're more opinionated, I think that will bear stronger art and more powerful art.